Hello everybody and welcome to the first episode of MBHL On the Ball for the 2014 fall season. I'm Matthew Herwood. We're already deep into the season and looking at the playoff pictures. This episode features 3 games from the A-League and 2 from the D-League. Let's get to the action. Our first game comes from the D-League and features Black Clouds versus Balpakas. Black Clouds are last in the D-League and are still looking for their first win of the season after having lost 8 of their first 10 games. Balpakas are faring a bit better, sitting in 7th place with a 2-4-3 record. We start this game with Balpakas on the attack. Emile Erfel's first shot is stopped by Samuel Bernier-Legault. Andy Hobson grabs the rebound, finds Francis Carl sneaking in from the blue line, but he can't pull the trigger. The Black Clouds control the ball deep in Balpakas' zone. Martin Vidal's point shot goes high above the net, but the rebound gets to Francis Viyella in the slot, but his shot hits Mathieu Labranche straight in the chest. Moments later, Hobson breaks in on a 2-on-1. The initial shot goes high and wide, but the rebound comes to Erfel, who sees his shot blocked by a defender. Now in the second period, Pat McDonald breaks into the Black Cloud zone. He finds his way into the corner, and from an impossible angle, he beats Bernier-Legault down low. Balpakas take the 1-0 lead. Moments later, following a block shot, Ian Kirkpatrick comes in on a partial breakaway, but the Black Cloud's netminder makes a blocker save. Balpakas keep up the pressure in the offensive zone. With the Black Clouds unable to clear, they take advantage with a beautiful passing play between McDonald, Erfel, and Hobson, but Hobson's shot floats just wide. The Balpakas are relentless with their pressure, which leads to a 2-on-1, but Kirkpatrick sends his shot wide right. With just over 6 minutes remaining, the Balpakas will extend their lead. Carl cuts in from the point and sends the ball into the slot. A mad scrabble ensues, and Carl taps the ball past an outstretched goalie. It's now 2-0. 2 minutes later, off a face-off win in the Black Cloud zone, Bobby Roussel sets up behind the net. He's patient with the ball and feeds Erfel with a perfect pass in the slot to give his team the 3-0 lead with 4 minutes remaining. With the seconds ticking down on the clock, Erfel finds Kirkpatrick at the top of the face-off circle for the one-timer that beats Bernier-Legault glove side. Balpakas win it with a final score of 4-0. Mathieu Labranche records his first shutout of the season with a 13-save performance for Balpakas. Both Carl Francis and Emile Erfel finished the game with 1 goal and 1 assist. The Black Clouds will have to wait another game for their first win of the season. We stay within the D-League for Game 2, where we find GK Lite going head-to-head with Terminators. GK Lite find themselves in the middle of the pack in 5th with 3 wins, 3 losses, and 2 ties. Terminators hold a top spot in the D-League, winning 6 of their first 8 games of the season. GK Lite have just 1 win in their last 5 games. This game starts with the Terminators attacking in GK Lite zone. Tasso Adamakopoulos loses the ball at the blue line, giving Eric Vio a breakaway, but his shot goes just wide on Jamie Collister. Back in GK Lite zone, Adamakopoulos picks up the ball from the boards, cuts in, and takes a shot from the point that hits the post behind Daniel Charong, who had plenty of traffic in front of him. That close to scoring the first goal of the game. With a face-off to the right of Collister's net, Terminators win the draw and immediately send Dave Doucet to the races. He goes to beat Charong on his backhand, but hits the crossbar instead. He had the goalie beat, and even lost his hat in the process. Just moments later, Michel Gruskowski finds Chris Galiu on the sideboards. The seasoned veteran gets around his defender before beating the goalie blocker side. It's 1-0 Terminators. GK Lite's Rich Chiong breaks into the slot, forcing Jamie Collister to make a pad save, and Sean Ellis then hits the side of the net. GK Lite keep up the pressure on the Terminators. The point shot is stopped, but GK Lite are first on a rebound. Vio finds Kiet Chanton alone in the slot, but Collister makes a brilliant blocker save. Off a face-off to the right of Collister, Martin Brière picks up a loose ball when Collister can't cover the ball and shoots into an open net. It's 1-1 heading into the second. Less than 2 minutes into the second, the Terminators regain their lead. A beautiful tic-tac-toe between Dave Goldfarb, Frank Dalphon, and Doucet gives the forward a shot in the slot that he doesn't miss. It's 2-1 Terminators. 7 minutes later, GK Lite enter the Terminator zone. Chris Brown finds Ellis across the zone, who tees up for a one-timer, beating Collister, who didn't seem ready for the shot. The game is tied at 2-all. With just over 2 minutes remaining in the game, Goldfarb turns the ball over at his own blue line, leading to a 2-on-1. Chanton shows great patience before feeding Brière for his second goal of the night, and what would prove to be the game winner. GK Lite would add an empty net goal with 10 seconds remaining to win it 4-2. Brière and Chanton had multi-point nights with 3 and 2 points respectively. Collister was the busier of the two goalies, facing 21 shots to 15 for Truong. For our third game, we move into the A-League where Green Army face Bad Medicine. Green Army are third in the overall standings, 1 point ahead of Bad Medicine in 4th place. Bad Medicine have lost 4 of their last 5 games and sit 1 game under 500. A Green Army win would temporarily push them into a tie for 2nd place. We start this game off with Green Army buzzing in Bad Medicine zone. Naz Lasania finds Sofian Mian at the top of the circle. The Bad Medicine defense give Mian plenty of space, letting him wire howitzer past Greg Kelly to give his team the 1-0 lead. Bad Medicine look for the equalizer moments later. Jason Secchiano grabs the ball off the boards, but Nicolas Baudet swallows up his shot, allowing no rebound. Moments later, Troy Ryan and Dan Derry exchange the ball in the neutral zone before Derry breaks in behind the D's, but Baudet gets just enough of his shot to prevent the goal. Arriving late to the game, Julio Correa gets his first good chance when he breaks down the left wing but can't beat Baudet's blocker. Correa then finds Ali Naruzzi on a partial breakaway. He gets Baudet to commit, but he has no shot. The talented forward finds Derry in the slot, but his shot is finally blocked by Pat Béliveau. Now in the second, more of the same from Bad Medicine in Green Army's zone. Baudet makes back-to-back saves against Naruzzi and Correa. Correa then finds Gary Grant for the one-timer, but that gets blocked by Ozer Wahid. With too many close calls, Green Army starts turning up the heat on offense. Parked in front of the net, Azum Chaldry tips the Zuheb Shaikh pass, only to see Kelly go post-to-post and make the pad save. Just an incredible pad stop. Moments later, in an almost carbon copy play, Kelly goes right to left to close out an opening that Johnny Moreno was looking for. Kelly making back-to-back highlight reel saves. In the dying minutes of the period, Bad Medicine are putting out all the stops to get the equalizer, but Baudet and his defensive core want nothing to do with letting them back into the game. With Bad Medicine in the process of pulling their goalie for the extra attacker, Naruzzi loses the handle at the red line, giving Chris Sikanolfi and Chaldry a 2-on-1, with Chaldry finishing in the empty net. Green Army take it 2-0. Nicolas Baudet gets his second shutout of the season, turning aside all 28 shots he faced tonight. With the win, Green Army get back to playing 500 hockey and snap a 2-game losing streak in the process. Bad Medicine have now been shut out in 3 of their last 4 games. We continue with our 4th game of the night where Burning Men face off with Stacked. This is a battle of the bottom 2 teams from the A-League, both having 6 points in the standings. Burning Men have only 1 win in their last 5 games, whereas Stacked have held a 3-2 record over that same span. We start off with a face-off in Stacked zone. William Chenier wins the face-off and Frank Bowen grabs the ball. Chenier heads to the net and tips the shot behind Bobby Ivkovic to give Burning Men the 1-0 lead. Burning Men look to add to their lead a few plays later. Gordy Hildebrand picks up the ball in the corner and feeds Chenier, who hits the post behind Ivkovic before the ball gets cleared out. Chenier was that close to his second goal of the game. Now with Stacked on the attack, Marc-André Paulin's first shot doesn't make it to the net. He grabs his own rebound and feeds Sean McGraw, who can't beat JF Omet. With just over 2 minutes left in the first period, McGraw grabs the ball off the boards and finds Paulin behind the net, who then finds Blair Kleiman, who bats the ball out of midair to tie his game at 1 apiece. Now in the second, Stack break in the zone on an odd-man rush. Ryan Rourke finds a streaking Paulin, who then finds Dave Riando at the side of the net for an easy tap-in. Stack grabbed their first lead of the game. Burning Men play on the man advantage 2 minutes later. The point shot misses the net but bounces to Troy Ellis, who finds Chenier parked at the side of the net. He won't miss from there. The game is tied at 2. Stacked attack again moments later on an odd-man rush. A nice give and go leaves Stu Klein with a great chance in the slot, but Oman makes a great pad save and somehow manages to keep the ball out of the net on the rebound against Paulin. The ball hits his glove, then the post, and then stays under his glove. Wow. From deep in their own zone, a perfect lob pass over and out gives Bone a great chance, but Ivkovic stands tall in front of the shot. With 7 minutes remaining in the game, Chenier comes down the right side boards and finds a way to sneak a shot by the Stack goalie to complete his hat-trick. Burning Men regain the 3-2 lead. Stack pulled their goalie with less than a minute remaining. Paulin wins the faceoff cleanly back to McGrath, who tees up a one-timer with Rourke standing in a slot to put away the rebound behind O'Man, tying the game at 3. That's how the game would end. Chenier had all 3 goals for Burning Men, while Paulin assisted on all 3 goals for Stack. Both teams get a point, and both are still tied at the bottom of the standings. O'Man had 22 saves, while Ivkovic had 18. Our final game of the night also comes from the A-League and sees Viyella battling Down to Puck. Both teams sit atop the A-League standings. Down to Puck hold the top spot with a 5-1-1 record in 7 games, 1 point ahead of Viyella, who have played 9 games. Viyella hopes to temporarily grab hold of first place with a win. This game starts with Viyella on the attack. Mike Knopp is sent in alone on a breakaway, but Brad John stones him and covers up soon after. Viyella keeps up the pressure moments later. Sean Guerrero trips to the left of Johns, but still manages to set up Jason Reddy, whose shot just misses the far post. A nice play that almost leads to a goal. 5 minutes into the period and Down to Puck opens the scoring. Ryan Steger finds Matt Petulli, who breaks in with speed at the blue line. He gets behind the defender and beats Pietro Tortorici from a sharp angle in close. It's 1-0 DTP. Midway through the first, Reddy finds Knopp across the rink, who then finds brother Ryan streaking in alone on Johns, beating him on his backhand blocker side. Game is tied at 1. Late in the period now, TJ Ward comes in the offensive zone. He waits for his line mates to position themselves and orchestrates a give and go with Will Pigeon, but his shot gets tipped and goes wide. Now in the second period, Sean Sproul barrels down with speed, makes a nifty move around his defender before feeding Ward, who gets robbed by Billy Kortoglu's right glove. Quick hands by Kortoglu to prevent a potential goal. 6 minutes into the second now, Mike Knopp leads a 2-on-1 with Reddy, who buries the perfect pass behind Johns to give Viyella the 2-1 lead. The Knopp brothers connect for a second time in the game with 8:35 left to go in the second. Mike finds Ryan at the top of the circle, and number 20 unleashes an absolute cannon that beats John glove side. It's now 3-1. Viyella keeps the pedal down in the dying minutes, making sure to stop any possible comeback, but Johns is there every step of the way, keeping Down the Puck in this game. Viyella puts this game away for good with 5 minutes remaining. Once again, Guerrero finds a way to make a play while falling to the ground. This time, Matt Tavaronis is there to put the rebound in the net, giving Viyella the 4-1 lead, and ultimately, the 4-1 victory. Ryan and Mike Knopp combined for 5 points with 2 goals and 3 assists respectively. Reddy and Nico Kokovidos also had multi-point games for Viyella. Down to Puck have now lost 2 of their last 3 games. John stopped 17 shots, while Tortorici turned aside 22. It's now time for the highlight of the night. For that, we move to the second period of our last game where Sean Sproul barrels down with speed and makes a nifty move around his defender before finding Ward, who gets robbed by Billy Kortoglu's right glove. Great hand-eye coordination by the defender to save a sure goal. And that's why he has the highlight of the night. That's it for this episode of MBHL On The Ball. I hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Both addresses can be found at the bottom of your screen. Be sure to tune in for the next episode. Until then, have yourselves a good day.